What's up, y'all? This is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Oops, I forgot to do the clap. All right, here we go. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. If you could, hit the subscribe button and like button. Make sure you stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays content. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started today with part two of our Dropping the Dead Weight series. I'm just doing a whole bunch of speakos, and not typos, speakos. So to give you guys a little bit of a recap, and first and foremost, if you didn't check out part one, please go ahead and do so that way you can be aware of what we're talking about in this series, and we can, go ahead and continue with part two. But to give you a little bit of a quick recap, dropping the dead weight, it's all about starting fresh in the new year. But we got to remember that instead of going over New Year's resolutions, we're going to start off with dropping old habits, dead weight, things that no longer benefit us in our lives moving forward, okay? So the first two steps we talked about last week, the first step was acknowledging what are some of the old habits that we want to get rid of, what are some of the people that no longer benefit our lives. And then the second step is to, after you've acknowledged what's going on, to come up with a game plan as to how are you going to go about getting rid of those old things so you can embrace the new, right? So what steps are you planning on taking to make this a reality? So today I only have one step to talk to you guys about today, and this is going to be a very short video, and this is actually going to tie into the next series that we have that really won't be released until March. But the third step of all this is the execution of you dropping those old habits. So again, you've already acknowledged what those old habits were, those people that no longer benefit your life. You've written everything down. You're coming up with a game plan. How am I going to let this person go? How am I going to let that old habit go? Now it's time to you to practice the execution, not of the new things. We're not there yet, but the execution of letting go of that dead weight. For some of us, when it involves people, it's going to involve a conversation. When it involves your job or organization, it's going to involve a conversation. Even with yourself, it's still going to involve a conversation. It just may be within you, right? So we'll start with the you aspect because that's the first thing that we want to address. Any issues that are dealing with you, right? Bad habits. You got to really execute how you're going to go about doing it, right? So let's give you an example. Let's say one of your old habits is procrastination, which a lot of people have that problem, myself included, right? So I've acknowledged that I have an issue with procrastination. That's an old habit I want to let go. Now, how am I going to go about doing this? I've written it down. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. So for procrastination, I've written down that I plan on stop procrastinating, right? And I plan to stop procrastinating by making sure I get up on time, you know what I'm saying? Not hit the snooze button when I wake up in the morning so I'm not wasting valuable time in the morning, right? Another way I'm choosing not to procrastinate is to get stuff done early. I know me, I'm the type of person where if I don't do it as soon as it's assigned to me, it won't get done, right? Regardless if that's school work, personal stuff, whatever. So getting stuff done as early as possible. That's another thing I jotted down, right? Another way that I can help with procrastination is making sure I do a little bit every day when it comes to long-term projects, even short-term projects, right? If I have a project from work and it has to be done within a week span and it's Monday to Monday, I'm going to start that Monday when I initially get it. So that way I do a little bit on Monday, do a little bit on Tuesday, a little bit on Wednesday, a little bit on Thursday, a little bit on Friday, so on and so forth. So that way it becomes easier as time goes on and I'm not wasting time. Or if there is a little bit of wasted time, which it happens from time to time, at least it's not in big amounts like it used to be, right? And then my execution is really just to simply practice what's written down. So now it's time to practice what I preach, as Barry White would say, right? For those of you who know that song, it's a dope song, by the way. But yeah, like the execution part is simply you just doing it. It is the process of you actually letting go of those things, because you don't officially let it go just because you say you need to let it go. You don't let it go because you just write it down, because really you saying you're going to let it go is coming from your mind, right? You writing it down is coming from the pen or pencil. You executing it is the action that shows that you are taking steps to make sure that whatever you have to let go is officially let go of. I don't want you guys to mix that with some new stuff. I mean, technically it is new because you're taking steps to do a new thing that's going to get rid of the old thing. But the new thing is going to come later. This is just simply steps that you need so that way you can get rid of whatever that old thing is, right? I'm going to give you one more example. This is going to be involving a person. Let's say you have a person that you need to let go of. Let's just say, for the sake of things, you have an old friend, right? Or someone you consider an old friend, and it just doesn't seem like feelings are being reciprocated the same way. Reciprocated, I think I said it right. Or, you know, actions, so on and so forth, right? So you might begin the process of letting that go, or letting that person go. So you might say, and mind you, when it comes to friends, guys, I don't want you to let go of friends or, you know, significant others, potential significant others, family members, without you having a conversation with them first. So before you even think about the idea of, I need to let this person go, make sure you've had several conversations with them beforehand before you just up and decide to delete people. Because unfortunately, we live in a society, guys, where we cut off people too fast. And I think it's very unhealthy. I think it's very important to have a conversation with these people first before you go ahead and just decide to get the scissors and snip. You get what I'm saying? So before you think about that, or once you've had this conversation with people or that person, you feel like it's not getting anywhere. So you decide, I gotta let this friend go. This ain't working out, right? So you do that. You write down maybe your plans as far as how you're gonna let them go. So, okay, I'm gonna give them a phone call. I'm gonna meet up with them face to face. I'm gonna have a conversation with them, right? And then here comes the execution. You actually making that phone call. You know, saying your old friend, hey, listen, can we talk about something? Can we meet up for lunch? Or you got a moment? I want to talk to you over the phone. And then you actually communicating with that friend and just letting them know, hey, listen, I know we've been friends for a while, but I don't think this friendship is going to go any further. I just feel like I've tried to tell you time and time again about behaviors that you're exhibiting towards me that I don't like. You've apologized, but it takes more than apologies. It takes changed behavior. We've talked about this, and unfortunately, I don't see any changes. So I think I'm just going to have to move forward. We can't be friends anymore. We can still be cordial. You know, I still love you. I'm still praying for you. But as far as us having that close connection, it's just not going to happen anymore. And that's the execution part. And I'm not saying that the execution part, especially when it involves a person or other people in general, is easy. But at some point, you got to get up and say, you know what? It's time to do what it do, baby. All right. So that is the third step for dropping the dead weight. Remember, step 1 is acknowledgement. Step 2 is actually writing down a plan to make it happen. Step 3 is the execution. And you'll see with all of these steps, when we jump into our series in March, is very, very similar to what we're talking about right now. It's just the ways you go about it will be slightly different. Okay. But anyways, this is it. This wasn't as long of a video as last week. Next week, we have one more part to the series, which will be obviously part 3. And I will let you know when that video comes, obviously, what we're going to be talking about, because I have so many things that are coming up that I want you guys to check out. I don't want to bombard you with just this one subject, but I will be having a crap load of videos dropping over the course of this month. I know I said typically at, 3 videos per week. That's minimum. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I just found out that something big came up for me that's going to pretty much take over my life for the next 3 months. So with that being said, there may be weeks that I might not hit the 3 video mark. I'm still going to do my best to do it. If nothing else, you guys are going to get a regular Teachable Tuesdays video per week. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload videos on the front end. So that way, if I don't hit that 3 video minimum, you still have plenty of content to engage with and all that good stuff. And also, I've been dropping quite a bit of shorts lately. So if you haven't already done so, check out some of my Teachable Tuesday shorts as well. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy the information. But anyways, this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Make sure you go ahead and continue to drop off that dead weight. Subscribe to my channel. Give it a like button. Share the video. And until next time, peace.